Welcome back, socialites, and if you're new, I'm Ariell. I do mainly beauty videos, fragrance, and a little bit of lifestyle. So today's video, I'm happy to present Ariell's favorite things. This is one of the most exciting videos of the year. This is the best of the best products that have launched in 2025. So I'm excited to share with you guys the things that I've loved all year. I really had to reach back for this one, y'all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, which we're gonna start off with skincare. First up is a product that was gifted to me from Bobbi Brown at the end of 2024. Started using it this year and I've used it the entire year actually. This is the Bobbi Brown Soothing Cleansing Oil. This is what I've removed my makeup with like 95% of the time this year. Last year I had the Elemis Cleansing Balm on Ariell's favorite things. But y'all, I hadn't really picked it up much since I was intro to this one. Really does a great job at taking everything off before I go in with my first cleanser. And definitely no breakouts, so that's one of the best things too. I had the least amount of breakouts in 2025 than I have since I was 12, y'all. So I don't know if this was it, but this is what I've been using along with a couple of other new things. Next up is a cleanser that we've been talking about all year. Y'all, this is from Fenty. It's the Cherry Dub Cleanser. Every time I recommend a cleanser, there's usually two this year. And y'all, so good. This one is more of like a deep cleanser. So when I feel like my skin is congested or like acne popping up, this is one that really goes in deep and gets that out of there for me, like a deeper clean. It's not one of those cleansers that leaves your skin a little bit more hydrated, although you don't feel super stripped. This is like when you want to pull out the big guns type of thing. My go-to that I have been using for years, they switched up the formula and I was no longer able to use that. And so this came in and really did a great job at replacing that one. Next product is one that's sort of new to me. This was also gifted to me from the brand. This is a new brand to me actually, which is Skin Better Science. This is the Maestro Reeve Renewing Serum. To put it plainly, this serum helps to combat dullness, signs of aging, issues that you get with your skin due to perimenopause or perimenopause. And using this before my moisturizer, I noticed that my skin just looks more lifted and brought to life, a little brighter. This is a product that you would use, you know, like if you have more mature skin. Last serum before my moisturizer. Next product is an eye cream. This is from In Beauty. This is the Extreme Cream Eye Cream, Firming and Contouring Eye Cream. So I actually use two eye creams now. I use my regular eye cream, which is the Banana Bright from Olay, and I just do a really thin amount, and then I put a thin amount of this on top. I like that the Olay brightens, but this tightens and lifts and helps combat like signs of aging and crow's feet and stuff like that. So I can already see like the sides of my eyes being a little bit more tighter. I've been using this maybe about 3-4 months, maybe a little bit longer now. So I love this. This is definitely a new staple in my skincare routine. And this is something that I actually got from my esthetician, y'all. So I'm not sure if this is something you could just buy. I'll have in the description box if this is something you could just buy online. This is from Image Skincare, Clear Cell. It's a clarifying acne spot treatment. And I put it on, if I see a pimple pop up, I just put it on there. When it seems like it's wearing off or it dries off, I'll put it on there again. So you can keep it on like throughout the day as it kind of dries up. And usually 1 or 2 days, the pimple is completely gone. Now, I'm not sure if this is for sensitive skin or not, but I've also been using it on AJ, who has extremely sensitive skin, and it's been doing wonders for her with no breakouts or anything. So yeah, I've been loving this for like spot treatments. Last in skincare, because I can go on all day about skincare that I've tried that I think is really good, but this is kind of like best of the best. I had to narrow it down. This is from Belif. It's the True Cream Aqua Balm. This was another product that was gifted to me from the brand, but I'll definitely be buying another with my own coins. That's how much I like it. Y'all, I've even been thinking about trying this to use before makeup, okay? Because it's like a gel And y'all know I use my Clinique 100 Hour, like the gel cream before makeup. Y'all, the way it just melts into the skin, I like that it absorbs quickly, just like my Moisture Surge. But this one feels a little bit more plush and hydrating than the Moisture Surge. So it's interesting that when you start sort of working it into the skin, it almost feels like a balmy like texture. Like it feels like gel, but when you work it in, it feels like a balm. Feels great. And I get chemical peels every month, so I usually use like my Sephora collection moisturizer, the probiotic one, because it's so clean. But I tried this after chemical peels, no burning. It feels very soothing and everything. So love this now. Last on skincare before we move to makeup is from Alice and Olivia by Stacey Bennett, y'all. Facial cloths, like disposable facial cloths. If I don't use like a paper towel or something like that to dry my face, I use a new towel every time because I don't want to add any like bacteria or anything that may be dirty back on my face. I started doing that years ago. I've actually had, like from Amazon, disposable facial towels to dry my skin with, and they were nice, but it wasn't like I had to have it again. This feels next level. If you've ever used the Chanel like cotton pads or anything like that, this is so baby soft, similar to that. It feels so good on the skin. When I tell you, so good. I was shocked when I used this. So this was another product that was gifted to me from the brand. It's such a treat on the face. So I love these, and this will be another staple. Moving on to makeup, let's talk about foundations. I already uploaded a video ranking the best foundations of 2025. So I'm only gonna talk about the top couple, which when I tell you really hard, it was really hard. There were some amazing foundations that came out in 2025. So if you want to hear that rundown, I'll put the link right up there. Go ahead and click on it and check that video out. It's a ton of fun. What I want to talk about today though is the Lawless Forget the Filler foundation. I got the shade 19T. It's beautiful. It reminds me of the Haus Labs foundation in that it's like a medium buildable. You can get full coverage, blends very easy. The shade match is perfection for me. I don't think I've had a shade match that's this great, which is another reason why I really wanted to wear this for my wedding foundation. Ended up going with something else. Now, the Haus Labs foundation is a little bit more long wearing than this on my skin. I wouldn't necessarily say this is like oily skin approved, although I know the oily girls are wearing this in combination with their best oil control primer. So you can get away with it with oily skin, but for my dry skin all the way to like normal combo, this is beautiful if you like a bit of coverage. Last foundation I'm gonna talk about is probably my favorite. This is the new Makeup by Mario Natural Finish foundation, and I got it in the shade 20N, which is a smidge too deep for me, but the color does absolutely work. I can get away with it. This one is a lot more hydrating than the Lawless foundation, so definitely wouldn't recommend this for oily skin. It's not gonna work. I do look very kind of like dewy after a few hours of wearing this, but it never really breaks down. So it makes my skin look very natural, healthy, lived in. I had never got as many compliments on my makeup specifically foundation than when I wore this. It's absolutely stunning. So for that just natural, lived in, effortless look, I love it, y'all. Not full coverage, I would say medium buildable. It's not gonna cover everything, but for the state of my skin right now, it works. Was nervous about it at first because the first one was just, to me, straight up for like dry skin girlies. 6 hours, I was a mess. So this one lasts a lot longer than the original. So let's move on to concealers. One of the best concealers that launched in 2025 is definitely gonna be Iconic. This is gonna be one of those concealers that everybody's gonna be talking about to the end of time. She's one of those. This is the Estée Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer. Just like the foundation, the Double Wear foundation is iconic. I believe the concealer would be no different, y'all. This is a super long wearing, very smooth, full coverage concealer while being super thin. Now, when I first tried out the double wear concealer, it was a learning curve because I was using just as much as I use with other concealers, and I'm like, oh, it's so heavy, so much coverage. It's a super thin product, so a little bit goes a very long way. If you like full coverage and won't budge, excellent. Wouldn't recommend it for my dry skin girlies, or if you get dry under eyes or like mature skin. So good. The next concealer is actually from the drugstore. Caught me by surprise. Now, I'm not sure if this is a 2025 release, but it's new for me in 2025. This is the Blk Opal Brightening Concealer. This is that full coverage, creamy, very smooth, long-wearing concealer. Randomly was going to Ulta, trying new things that I hadn't tried before, tested this out and was hooked, you guys. Such a great concealer. So moving on to loose powders, there's quite a few that I tried this year that I really liked. Narrowed it down to 2 that I just think are standouts for the year. Both of them are actually affordable. So one is from About Face. This is the Curtain Call powder from About Face. It's more so on the affordable side of Ulta, but it's not necessarily cheap. You know what I mean? I think the powder is like $20, maybe 22 bucks. It comes in maybe 5 or 6 different shades. I got 3 shades. I like all 3 shades. My most used is the shade Veil, which looks somewhat like translucent. I love the component that it comes in, you guys. It has the little net in there that just helps you use it without wasting so much. Very smooth, finely milled powder, and it's just really nice. Gives you a very smooth, like airbrush complexion. Excellent powder. About Face in general usually makes really good products. And the next one is from Sephora collection. It's the Blur It powder. This one came in I think 3 or 4 different shades. I got all 3 shades, but my most used shade is this yellow one, which is called Brightening Banana. Again, very smooth, extremely blurring. This one's more blurring than the About Face loose powder though. Made with very, I would say, high quality ingredients that you normally find in higher end loose setting powders. Love the component of this as well. So it's protected. Open this, and again, it has like a little netting in there. I love that. It comes with a little puff that's so soft. And I actually like the little tiny puff that comes in there. Usually puffs that comes with makeup products I don't use, I discard them, but the one that comes with this is actually really nice. So definitely a standout for 2025. So let's talk about pressed powders. I was probably the most impressed by these 3 pressed powders than some pressed powders that I can't even remember being blown away by just a straight up pressed powder the way I have been with these in 2025. Like, it just sort of took the cake, like they're next level, you know what I mean? So first up is the Boucle Silk Setting Powder in the shade Medium Dark. I found my perfect shade from One Size. It's so beautiful, y'all. It's, looking at it, you see how it's just like sort of that smooth, definitely translates to the skin that way. You get that silky veil on the skin. It's not too heavy. You don't get too much coverage. The finish of it is absolutely beautiful. If you like a natural finish that gives you the slight bit of radiance without any sort of shimmer particles in it, it's stunning. I will say it's annoying to find your right shade in this, like beyond annoying, but the finish of it is perfection and it photographs really nice. Before that launched, Saie launched a pressed powder. This one's more lightweight than the One Size Boucle Silk powder. This is the Saie Slip Tint Undetectable powder. If you've ever tried the Saie loose powder, it's completely undetectable. Doesn't even look like you put a powder on your skin. And that's what the pressed powder does. I got it in the shade Translucent 4. If you want to just set your cream or liquid products in place and it doesn't really look like you're too made up or you have a powdery finish, or if you're somebody that has like dry skin and you want something that's just giving you like a wash of color while still staying hydrated but still lasts throughout the day, really nice for those natural skin lovers. Now, if you love a beat face and you want to look made up and glamorous, this is opposite of that, this is not what you want. But for just that no makeup, undetectable, uber natural, that's this excellent product. Last is a new pressed powder on the market, y'all. I'm actually wearing it today. This sort of soft matte finish that you see on my skin is from Gucci. Gucci recently launched, maybe about a month ago, their Gucci matte powder. I have the shade 11.5. The shade is Perfection. This is the best color match in a pressed powder that I own. And it's a matte powder without looking dry, without looking like overly matte. There's not too much coverage to it. I would say you get a little bit less coverage or about the same coverage as you'll get from like the Sephora Micro Smooth powder, that sort of coverage. But it's a little bit more matte than that powder. Very smooth. When I saw that it was called like the Gucci matte powder, I was expecting like something kind of like the MAC Studio Fix powder that can sometimes look dry. You can't even over put this on. You know how some pressed powders like the MAC Studio Fix, you can apply too much. The Makeup Forever foundation powder that a lot of people use to set their liquids and creams, you can apply too much of that and it look heavy. I find that this one, you can't even put too much on, just like the Saie powder. You can build it as much as you want. It'll never look heavy. It looks very natural, softly mattifies the makeup and photographs. So good, y'all. Gucci did an excellent job with this powder. So if you like a matte powder, but don't want it to look too heavy or too dry. Moving on to bronzers. I think I have more bronzers than anything else. Maybe not. Maybe not, girl. During the spring sale, towards the beginning of the year, I finally tried out the Haus Labs bronzer in the shade Acacia Amber Medium Deep, and this is it. Beautiful. So smooth. It's not super matte. It has a little bit of radiance to it, but barely. The color is perfection. It blends like butter. Absolutely love it. This has been one of my most used since I got it. Love the formula of this. Also, we got a new brand to Sephora this year called Vangoo. Now, I've been seeing mixed feelings about this brand, but I'm a fan. I don't like all of the products from there, but I'm a fan, and I feel like with a few tweaks, this brand could really, you know, go super far. But this is the bronzer in the shade Hard Working. It's the soft blurring bronzer, and that's just what it does. It's blurring, so you don't see pores in the areas that you use it. Really, really smooth, almost buttery, just glides on really smooth. The color I got is super subtle, so it just gives me just a little bit of deepness, almost like just like that sun-kissed bronzy look. I'd also be interested in trying this in a little bit of a deeper shade for like when I want to go a little bit more sculpted, but I love this bronzer. Very much underrated. This next one is not a new release for 2025, but it's new to me. I had been hearing about this bronzer for years, and I finally tried it, picked it up during the latest Sephora savings eve, I think the winter sale. And this is the Gucci bronzer, y'all, and I got it in the shade 5, which is the deeper shade, the deepest shade they make. It's beautiful. Now, this bronzer is on the warmer side, but it's smooth and buttery and sleek and silky as it looks on the skin. I don't even mind the shade looking warm like that. That's just how gorgeous it is. Now, I will say I would probably be wearing this more in like the spring, summer than in the winter, but it's so, so nice. I see why it's on so many people's favorites list. I should have tried it a long time ago, but I'm most definitely enjoying this, and this is like a standout for me for 2025. Last bronzer, I'll call this a bronzer, but this is also kind of like one of those kind of like the Hourglass ambient powder that gives you a sheen, a little bit of glow. It's like one of those glowy, highlighty type products. This is the Morphe Cloud Light Soft Veil in the shade Sunset. I love this. When I first got it, I was using it nonstop for like 2 or 3 months. This gives me a beautiful, soft, healthy glow to the skin. I use a fluffier brush, like a brush that's not too dense, just to, you know, softly put it on there, because it does look like it has a bit of a gray undertone, and if I go in too heavy or with the wrong brush, it looks a little gray, but one of the socialites put me on to, hey, use a little less with a fluffier brush. Perfection. It makes my skin look so nice. If you like a beautiful understated glow and want your skin to look just healthy and natural, this is a beauty. So moving on to blushes, we could almost have a separate video for the blushes that I tried this year that I love, but I narrowed it down to my 2 favorites. And one is from Patrick Ta. Love Patrick Ta, one of my favorite brands, y'all. And this is the Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in She Goes to the Gym. So you open it up and you get a cream blush and you get a powder. This is like, if you want a blush shade that just goes with any eye look or any makeup look, this is like that combo that you need. So pretty, and the formula is excellent. You could do cream on top of powder, or you could do powder on top of cream. Either one works well. Blends like a dream. The formula is great too, but specifically the shade is like perfection for me for just like an everyday blush if I don't know what I want to wear. And that's why it's called She Goes to the Gym, because it's just like an effortless shade. And a lot of the socialites love this shade too. Next up is a liquid blush, y'all. This one's from YSL. It's the Make Me Blush. Now, I don't think this launched this year. I think it launched in 2024. I got it in the shade 54. This is the most blurring liquid blush that I've ever tried before. So I thought I was buying a Dior blurring blush. I picked it up at Sephora, got home, and was like, wait a minute, this isn't Dior. They don't even sell that one in Sephora. But after trying it on my skin, I'm like, wow, but it blurs though. Like, what are the odds of that? The shade is gorgeous. It's a bit deeper than She Goes to the Gym, but just, it's so pretty, especially like if you want to look a little bit more glam without doing too much, like without being overkill. But more than anything, I like how it blurs the pores on the cheeks. It just almost gives you like a filtered effect in a blush. So nice. And I will absolutely be getting this in another shade. Now I do have one more blush, y'all. I forgot that this one was over here. This one launched at the beginning of the year, I think in January. And I got like 3 or 4 shades of this one. This one is from MAC. It's the Strobe Beam Liquid Blush. So pretty. Now what makes this a little bit more unique than the last 2 blushes that I spoke about is this one is strobing, so it has a sheen to it. So it's like a blush and highlight in one. Blends like a dream. And the shades that they have in this is so pretty. So this is a beautiful sort of terracotta shade, which is, y'all know I have 59 terracotta shades of blushes. It's my favorite. It's so flattering on my skin tone, and it goes with so much. I think that's why I gravitate towards it, but I love that beautiful sheen. And when you set it with the powder, you can still see the sheen without it being overly glowy. So good, specifically for like spring, summer. Okay, y'all, so let's move on to eye products. And there were some beautiful eye products, some great formulas that came out in 2025. Now, I've already uploaded a couple videos. I think I did a ranking of like the best eyeshadow palettes in 2025, but these are the ones that were sort of a cut above the rest, something a little bit more unique and different that were like complete standouts for me. And first up is the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Sticks. The girls went crazy over these when they launched this year. I picked up this one. It's always hard for me to find the number of this one. Duo 1 is what it's called. Okay, it's 2-sided. One side is foiled and the other side is metallic, and they're gorgeous. Love, love, love. And all of the shades are so pretty, y'all. They have a cooling sensation to them, so they feel sort of cool. You do have to sort of work it in, like pat it with your finger or like a dense eye brush or something like that. I picked this because I felt like this would be the most everyday wearable without looking like too dramatic with the glitters, but they're all really pretty. Love this. Formula is excellent. There's 2 liquid shadows that I want to talk about. First is the one that I'm wearing right now, this beautiful sort of golden greenish shade, which is from a new brand in Sephora called Violette FR. This is their twinkling liquid eyeshadow and liner paint, and this is it. Very smooth. You could go over your lid and just tap with your finger, or you could smooth it with a brush. Either way works, but it's so smooth and they are stunning. If you want like that eye-catching look, you could get it, or if you wanted to just take a little bit of it like on your finger and just pat it on, you can get like a wash of like glitter reflex. So pretty. Such a nice formula too. Just as stunning. I tried out quite a few Giorgio Armani liquid eye paints. Shade 10 is like one of my favorites that I got to try. The brand sent me over a few and I really like shade 10. That would be like a nice everyday wearable shade. But y'all, I went and bought this shade, which is number 56. I've never seen a shade this stunning. It's like a beautiful eggplant, like dark purple, metallic-y shade. It has this flat, smooth applicator that's just so nice. Look at that. So smooth and long wearing. It's gorgeous. And when you blend it out, you can blend it out with your finger and it looks nice, or you could blend it out with a brush. You could absolutely get a gorgeous one and done shadow look with this. And the way it blends out, it gives like a little bit of depth to make it look like you use more than one color. I love this shade. This is like perfect for like date night. This year, Morphe launched cream eyeshadow pots that sort of remind you of the OG MAC paint pots. These are the Solo Artist Priming Cream eyeshadows from Morphe. I got like 3 or 4 shades. Debut. If you're looking for a dupe for the MAC paint pots, look no further. So smooth and the colors are pigmented. They don't crease very much and you could also use them as a base. Morphe really did show out this year with the new product releases. This one's in the shade Melody. The last eyeshadow palette I'm going to talk about is from Natasha Denona. This is the Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone palette. They have like a soft one and they have dramatic. I got the dramatic and this is it. Now my colors are out of order because I dropped them and had to put them back in there, but none of them broke, luckily, and very pigmented, some gorgeous everyday shades and also some gorgeous date night shades where you can get like a dramatic look if you wanted to. A nice mix of like textures like shimmers and just reflective shades as well as mattes, and they're the perfect mattes and just the perfect color story for my skin tone and for my taste. Nothing bad to say about this palette. I love it. Moving on to brow pencils. I had 2 standouts this year and they both happen to be drugstore products. So one is from Loreal. It's the Faux Brow. Y'all, good. If you can get the right shade for what you need, the component doesn't always tell you what shade it is. Like this one, for instance, says light brunette at the bottom, but this one doesn't give you like the name of the color. So it's like, I don't remember what color it is, but this is actually the one that works better for me than this. But anyways, the formula is what we're here for. Hopefully you guys can see this, but it has 2 little points on there where it makes these little hair-like strokes on there. Now I've used several products that have these that maybe have 3 or 4 little tips. This only has 2. But for me, this has been more long wearing than the other ones that I've tried before. And this shade, which I don't know the shade, y'all, because the name's not on it, is like perfection for the shade that I like to wear with my brows, especially when I lighten them. But yeah, when I first got it, I was using it nonstop, but I still have this in like heavy rotation. And a new brow product is from e.l.f. They recently launched these micro brow pencils. I got a couple shades and this is it. It's one of those nano brow pencils that has the extremely like skinny tip on it. What I love the most is sometimes with the nano pencils, when you go with the lighter shades like the like deep blonde or like medium brown shades like I like to use, they don't really show up as bold as like a dark brown. Y'all, this is so stiff that even the lighter shades show up just as like strong as like a darker shade. So good. e.l.f. snapped with this brow pencil. So I'm glad that I tried these out, and I do have one of these in the giveaway for one of the socialites. Now moving on to lip liners. I've never had this many lip liners on a 2025 favorites, but the lip liners this year were lip lining, okay? First up is from Westman Atelier. They launched lip liners and they are so long wearing. This shade that I got is called Mink and it is so nice, y'all. It's like a cool toned deep brown, and I prefer cool toned browns. I feel like they're more flattering with more shades when they're a little bit more neutral, like this one is. So smooth and creamy, but then it's stuck and it stays. What took me by surprise, well, shouldn't have taken me by surprise, because Sephora collection often comes out with really great products. And so they launched these 8-hour colorful transfer proof lip liners. So good that I used this on my wedding day when I got married in April. My favorite two shades are Frosted Chestnut and Muted Brown, but this one right here, I guess I picked up the wrong one, is Molasses and Frosted Chestnut. But they have so many shades in this. I want to say, what, 15 shades in this, if not more. Glide on really smooth, and they stay on, like they don't budge. So long wearing, and I love the variety of shades that they have in this. Now, Westman Atelier, they don't have much variety in it, but I do so happen to like that shade Mink. So hopefully in 2026, Westman Atelier comes out with more shades and variations of brown than what they have right now. But this Sephora collection lip liner is excellent. Whenever they have like the Sephora 30% off sale, you guys should absolutely pick a couple up. Highly recommend them. Those are also the liners that I typically keep in my purse. About Face came out with lip liners this year, and so they sent me the shade Smoked, which is really pretty. Another liner that just sort of glides on with no effort and creamy and smooth, but then once it dries down, it's stuck. Now this shade Smoked is like one of the deepest browns that they have. It's a little bit on the warm side, like kind of reminds you of like the brown that's in my top. I still don't mind it. Now, I wish they would come out with one that's a little bit more neutral of a brown, but I still wear this one, and the formula is really nice. Also long wearing. Now, these definitely caught me by surprise, girl. And I'm not sure if these launched in 2024 or 2025. It might have been this year. But when they first launched, I didn't pick them up because when I swatched them in store, they were so creamy and almost like melty and so sheer. And who wants a sheer lip liner? This is everything what I was thinking in my head, y'all. These are the Merit lip liners. So I recently tried them maybe about a couple of months ago. They are surprisingly more long wearing than what you would think. I'm not gonna say that they're as long wearing as the ones that I just spoke about. They're not like a lip liner that you're gonna put on and it wears off in an hour type of thing like what I thought it was gonna be. But more than anything, the shades in this are gorgeous. I have the shade Brownstone, which is the darkest shade that they make. Y'all, I've run out of space. So that's Brownstone. So it's a deep brown, but on the sheer side, you can definitely see through it. But if you want that like effortless pout, especially for the girlies that like a no makeup look or like a really natural look, to have like that sheared out lip line with just like a wash of color in the lip is beautiful. I did a couple of lip combos with this and like some Merit lip products that are on the sheer side too. And y'all, when I tell you the softest, most feminine, this shade right here is called Archival. It gave the softest, most feminine pout ever that was just, you wouldn't think that something so soft and effortless would be something to stare at, but it absolutely was. Obsessed. So I surprisingly love these. Now moving on to a lip product that's really unique. This is actually a lip or cheek color. You can do it either way. Now this brand Faux sent me like 10 of these, y'all. I never used them when they sent them last year. Something told me to pull it out and use it this year. Now it's not the most long wearing lip product. It's probably a little bit more long wearing on the face than the lip, but it's gorgeous. This is in the shade Mule. It's the Faux F-W-E-E lip and cheek color in the shade Mule, M-U-L-E, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It gives you an ultra matte finish that looks like velvet on the lips. Very much a showstopper. If somebody sees you in this, they're gonna ask you, what are you wearing? It's one of those that people can see a mile away. The shade of red is flattering on everybody, and I'm obsessed. This is so pretty. Quite a few of the socialites tried it out. They love it too. So the way I like to apply it is I do a thin layer. I let it sit for like 30 seconds and then I do another thin layer to sort of lock it in. That way if I eat or I'm talking a lot, if that top layer wears off, I still have that first layer, you know, to kind of fall back on, and it's been a lot more long wearing that way. More than anything, it's beautiful. It's one of the most stunning red lippies that I've ever tried. Next up is an affordable lip product. I originally tried this shade, which is called Soft Smile. That's like a caramelly color. It almost gives you that sort of soft velvety look to the lips, but it's not super matte. It looks very effortless. But what I love the most about this is how it wears off. A little bit of it goes a long way and it just gives you like a soft everyday look. As it starts to wear off, it never really wears all the way off. You still see like bits of it that stays smooth on the lip that always makes your lip look like you have a lip color on it without any type of patch coming off. It's hard to explain the way it wears off, but it wears off so beautifully and it's extremely long lasting on me. Y'all, love this. Loved it so much that I wanted to get a soft pink color to wear like with my light browns. So I also picked up the shade Swipe Sesh, which is like the prettiest soft like pink without being too like bubblegummy. It's just so pretty on my skin tone, y'all. Love these. Okay, so we've made it almost to the end of the video and I want to talk about some makeup brushes. Nikki LaRose, I think I had her first makeup brush set on my 2024 favorites, and BK Beauty had the nerve to come out with a Nikki LaRose Volume 2 brush set, and the brush set is excellent. Definitely my favorite brushes that I tried this year, but two of the brushes from the set really stood out, even though I like all of the brushes in the set were like those brushes that you didn't know you needed. But in the set comes this N19 brush, which looking at it, I would have thought you blend like foundation or blend like concealer with it. But when I first used it, the socialites in the comments, we were doing a live stream, they said, girl, set not only concealer, but like set powder under eye. When I tell you the domed shape, how it goes like that over it makes it so perfect to set powder under there. The smoothest under eye ever. So good. I love this for that. And this is the Nikki LaRose N18, and I thought this was like the brush in the set that I wasn't going to use because of how wide it is, but it's absolutely perfection for like bronzer and contour. Quality of it, so densely packed, excellent quality like you get with all of BK Beauty brushes. So the Nikki LaRose Volume 2 palette was definitely a standout for makeup tools in 2025. 2025 also was like not only the year of eyeshadow palettes, it was definitely the year of setting sprays. Every major brand that we know and love came out with a long wear blurring setting spray. But I want to talk about two of them that seem to be a cut above the rest. One is the Fenty. You guys, I'm almost certain this launched this year. If it didn't launch like January of this year, it might have been December of 2024, but I think it was like January, February of this year. This is Fenty Beauty's You Miss Makeup Extending Setting Spray. So long wearing. Like everybody was surprised at how long wearing this spray is. I love it. Now, I've heard a few of the socialites say that their nozzle gets sort of stuck. I don't know if running over hot water will help because I honestly hadn't had that issue with them. And I had two of these. Like I go back and forth with two of these and I hadn't had that issue. But if you need something that extends the wear of your makeup and just locks you all the way in, this is an excellent long wearing setting spray. Danessa Myricks also launched a setting mist. This is the Liquid Blurring Balm Mattifying Setting Spray. Another long wearing setting spray, but this one is different than the Fenty in that this one gives you a blurred effect on the skin. When you shake it, you hear that ball in it because there are fibers in there that need to sort of be shaken up like powder particles. After you spray it all over your face, you get a powder puff and you have to pat it all over, and then you instantly start to see the complexion blur. I used it on a bride this year and she said that her makeup lasted till the next day, girl. There were quite a few setting mists that came out with these same claims, but this one absolutely gave you something different that stood apart from the rest. So we're down to the last two, which are gonna be hair products, y'all. And the first one I can't find anywhere. I don't know what I did with it. And I don't think it came out this year, but it might have. It might have came out this year, but it's new to me. Fenty has a heat protector. It's like a cream. I use about like a quarter size of it, put it all over my hair before I dry my hair, whether I sit under the dryer or whatever have you. I let it dry with that. It protects my hair when I use hot tools, like when I curl it with a flat iron. but more than anything, it gives you the most beautiful shine and makes your hair look so healthy. I love it. I've used it several times already. And Fenty Hair has the Home Curl Defining Cream. I've talked about this so much in 2025. This year was the first that I've started wearing my hair back curly after years. I hadn't worn my hair curly in years, so started back wearing my hair like wavy and with actual curls in it. And this gives you the most definition while leaving your curls really shiny and bouncy. Like your curls aren't, you know how they can be like hard and stiff and dry looking? You still get a shine with this. It's easy to use and a little bit goes a long way. Also, what I like about this is you can use this as a gel. On your edges, it works like an edge control. I hadn't really heard anybody talk about that. Actually, my hair right now is slicked all the way down with this Home Curl Cream. My hair is super, super thick. I have really thick hair. And to find something that will mold me down like this with no relaxer and my hair being so thick and curly, this is like next level. And it doesn't look hard. Like my hair was like this yesterday and my mom was like, I started telling her about this and she said, you have gel in your hair? And then she touched it and she was like, oh, I didn't know your hair was like firm. She thought it was soft. So it doesn't even make your hair look like hard and crunchy. Y'all, I love this. I tried maybe 3 or 4 different like curling creams this year, but this one was like the standout. So that's it for Ariell's Favorite Things 2025. You guys, don't forget to comment down below or leave an emoji. Let me know what was the standout products that you tried this year, whether it be like makeup, fragrance, skincare, hair care, anything like that. We're definitely gonna have a separate video for fragrance because there were so many that I tried this year, y'all. If I was to mention one, it would be Million Gold for Her by Rabanne. Obsessed. But there was so many. If you guys are new to Ariell's Favorite Things, I do a big giveaway at the end of this video. This year we're gonna do 3 socialites. I always say 2, but I usually stretch it out. We have so many products this year, I definitely need to stretch it out to 3. So don't forget to comment down below or leave an emoji. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video and hopefully y'all enjoyed 2025. If you're new here, welcome. I'd love for you to come join the family by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching and I'll see you on the next one.